Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bronwyn and today I'm going to be talking you through my Walt Disney World bucket list. If this is the first video you've ever seen of mine, I have completed 2 Disney college programs, so there's a couple things that are on this list that are DCP specific. For the most part, it's just kind of in general Walt Disney World fun things that should probably be on your bucket list if they are not already. I've got 50 things on this list, so we're just gonna dive right in and get this thing rolling. Number 1 is attend traditions and earn my ears. So traditions is the class that you take when you become an official cast member, and earning your ears means that you have finished all of your training and are like officially a cast member. Like you're fully trained, you don't have to wear a little tag that says you're new, basically. Number 2 is attend a housing event, which is another specific DCP one. My first program, I did not attend a single housing event other than graduation. They didn't have one at like the very beginning of my program, which is when like most people go to them, and then I was always just too busy for the rest of my program to be able to go. For my summer alumni program, I did go to one on move-in week and it was Star Wars themed, and I don't care about Star Wars, so like wasn't the greatest thing of my entire life. But I definitely think that housing events are fun, they're free. If anything, just go for the free food. It's worth it. Number 3 is go to Company D and Cast Connection. Company D is a store, well I guess both of them are stores that are just for cast members. Company D is where you can buy discounted tickets, all of the merchandise that says like the Walt Disney Company or that you're a cast member. Like I'll show you right now. I have on my laptop this sticker that says that I'm a Walt Disney World cast member. So I got that at Company D. You also, the like lanyards that people wear that have the characters on them, that's from Company D. Cast Connection is a store that has discounted merchandise, whether it's out of season, whether it's broken, whatever, it gets sent to Cast Connection for about a fraction of the price. So both of those are things that only cast members get to do and can experience and spend more money on, but it's definitely worth it and is an easy way to buy some more merchandise if you don't want to pay full price for things like in the parks. Number 4 is ride every ride. There are a lot of rides in Walt Disney World, so if you're only going for like a couple days, then this is probably one that you're not going to be able to accomplish. However, if you're living there for 2 to 8 months like college program kids are, then it's definitely one that I think is worth it. Even if it's a ride that you don't really enjoy all that much or isn't your favorite, it's still cool to be able to say that you have ridden every single ride on Walt Disney World property. So that is one that I have done. I'll try and like kind of say if I have done these. All of the ones that have happened so far, I guess I have done. Number 5 is kind of the same as number 4, and that is see every show. Yeah, you should do it because the shows are like probably my favorite part of Disney World. Do it, please. Number 6 is 4 parks one day. I've done this a couple times. People do it different ways, whether they set rules of, you know, they need to ride a certain ride, eat and do something, like you have to do a certain thing in each park. I've never stuck to it that legitimately that like, oh, I didn't complete it unless I do A, B, and C. Normally I just ride what I think is the best ride there, maybe get something to eat and then call it a day and head to the next park. If you do it that way, it's very easy to do and you can do it, like it doesn't even take all day. I think it takes all day if you like have a very specific regimen that you are doing in each of the parks, but just to visit all 4 parks in one day is super easy. Number 7 is rope drop every park. I have done that in my lifetime. I didn't necessarily do it during my program just because I worked nights and waking up for a 7 a.m. park open was just not in my radar. However, I still think that it's a cool thing to say that you have done. It's like be there right when the park opens and be the first one in the park. Number 8 is stay at a park open to close. This is one that I have done but don't like to do often because it is exhausting. For me, I kind of take this as like staying in the same park all day because it's very easy to bounce parks and spend the entire day. But staying in one park is a lot. It's a very long day. It's cool. Is it the greatest thing that's ever gonna happen to you? Absolutely not. But it's something you can say that you did. Number 9 is go on a backstage tour. I have never, I don't think, been on a backstage tour. Through sometimes the Disney Service Center at CP Housing or just through the hub, they have magic backstage like competitions where you basically just put in your name and hope that you get drawn to do a backstage tour of like rides or shows or whatever. I've applied to a lot of them and not one, so like that's hard. A lot of places also will do, like, their work location will be like, oh, you can sign up to do this tour. My work locations never did that, but a lot of my friends did, so I've never gotten to do a backstage tour, but I think that's definitely something that, like, would be cool. Number 10 is see the welcome show in Magic Kingdom. I guess technically I have done this. I did it a ton as a kid because we would rope drop, but as a cast member, technically I never saw the welcome show as a guest, but I did work in Magic Kingdom, so if I was working a morning shift on Main Street or like up by the castle, then I would see the welcome show, so like I've seen it, so I'm gonna say it counts. Number 11 is watch the Kiss Goodnight. This is one that I did just about every night because I worked PhotoPass in Magic Kingdom, and so I was on the street after park close. It plays on the castle slash like Main Street every 30 minutes after park close, so you can see it multiple times in a night. That's one of those things that no matter how many times I've seen it, doesn't matter if I'm working or what kind of day I had, it always just makes me tear up because it's just very sweet. And if you've never like seen it or heard what they say during it, then go watch it on YouTube or like wait and be surprised and watch it in the park, but like that's definitely one that you have to do. Number 12, I did not do this on purpose, but number 12 is ride all opening day attractions in one day, and there are 12 opening day attractions that are still up and running. There's technically like a couple more if you count things like the railway or that kind of stuff. I don't really count those, I just kind of count like, I don't want to say real rides because the train is a real ride, but like y'all know what I'm saying. That is not something that I have actually done yet, but it is one that I want to do at this program. Maybe I'll vlog it if y'all want to see me ride some rides in the Magic Kingdom. 13 and 14 are kind of the same, and it's attend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I got to do both of those on my first program. I also worked literally every single Halloween party and every single Christmas party. Not literally, but like all of them except for maybe 5. So I had a lot of fun when I got to go as a guest because I felt like I literally knew everything about the parties. That was one of my favorite parts about being PhotoPass during the Fall Advantage program, was getting to work all the parties. That was something we never did growing up, even though we always went around Halloween time. We never went to any of the parties, and it's definitely something that I recommend to people because I definitely feel like I missed out during my childhood because they are worth the hype and tons of fun. Number 15 is one that I have not done, but I very much want to do on this program, and it is buy a Mickey balloon and give it away. I've always wanted to buy one of the balloons, and they're like $12, which is so stupid for a balloon, but like whatever, it's cute for an Instagram picture and just for a fun little time. But there's not really much that I can do with a balloon, so I really want to buy one and give it away to a kid that's upset, a kid that's having the best day ever, a kid that accidentally let go of theirs during the parade and now it's off in probably Epcot at this point. I just think that's a super fun, cute little way to make a magical moment, even if you're not necessarily a cast member. Number 16 is the candlelight processional. This is something that Epcot does at Christmas time. I've done it multiple times. It's amazing and just, oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite Christmas things that Disney does. Number 17 is try all the drinks at Club Cool. I have probably done this in my lifetime, but now all I do is go to Club Cool and get Melon Frosty because I think all the other ones are nasty. However, it is a fun thing to do and it cools you down because you're drinking something cold and it's an indoor attraction. Does anybody remember when Club Cool used to have literal snow outside? Because retweet if you do, because I definitely do, walking through that little like ice tunnel. Ugh, throwback. Number 18 is watch fireworks from the resorts. I talked about this a little bit in the last video that I uploaded about like where are the best spots to watch fireworks if you're not like in the parks. That's a lie. I don't think I talked about that in my last video. Whatever. I talked about fireworks a little bit, but if you're a CP and you can't get into the parks yet, going to the Contemporary, the Polynesian, or the Grand Floridian to watch the fireworks is tons of fun. They pipe the music in, slash you can just hear it because it's so loud in the park. And it just brings you a little bit of magic when you can't get into the parks just yet, or if you just like, I don't know, aren't going to the park that day or something. I don't know. It's definitely fun. You can go get dinner and watch fireworks without 7 billion of your closest friends. Number 19 is eat something from every country in Epcot. I feel like probably over the course of like my lifetime I have done this, but like it's not something I necessarily do like every time I go to Epcot because who has the time, who has the money, who has the appetite? Not me. Number 20 is pin trade. We all been knew that I'm obsessed with pin trading. I have an entire video on my channel that goes through my entire pin collection if you would like to watch that. Pin trade, it's so much fun. 21 is the kitchen sink at Beaches and Cream. I have not done this because Beaches and Cream is very hard to get a reservation at, slash we just haven't made the time, and now they're closing for refurbishment like 3 days before my program starts. So like, love that for me, can't even do it now. 22 is meet all of the characters. I have met through both of my programs all of the characters that have like set meet and greets every day. I've also gotten to meet some like specialty characters at the like Halloween Christmas parties or just like CP events. I personally love meeting characters. I know other people do not, but I can say I've met every single character in Walt Disney World, so like that's pretty cool. 23 is a photo in front of each icon. I have done this multiple times. I especially do it like on 4 parks one day just to document that like, hi, I actually did go to all of these parks in one day. But also just like over the course of your lifetime, you're probably gonna get at least like 300 pictures in front of especially the castle, but also all of the other icons. 24 is pick a pearl in Japan. This is something I have never done because although it is not very expensive to pick the actual pearl, I don't know if you're required to or you just like would, because what are you gonna do with a little pearl is buy the like jewelry to set it in. Those are like $500 and do not have the money for that. However, I do like going and watching it, so I feel like I would probably enjoy being the one to pick a pearl also. 25 is ride horses at Fort Wilderness. I have done this. It was a lot of fun. I was very sore after because I don't ride horses and it was a very long horse ride. It was literally like an hour and a half. I definitely recommend it to people. You get like 50% off as a cast member, so it was super worth it, and horses are super cute. Number 26 is Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, which is also at Fort Wilderness. That's my favorite restaurant. That's a lie. It's one of my favorite restaurants, but definitely if you have not been to Hoop-Dee-Doo, go. 27 is fill an autograph book. I set out with this goal during my first program and ended up filling 2. At this point, I have now like 3.5 that are filled. I'm literally gonna flip through them for you because they're so cute. Oh, this is so cute. So this is the one, like my very initial first autograph book that I started out with for my first program. It's a tradition in PhotoPass to get your Earning My Ears tag signed by the first character that you work with, because that is like who you earn your ears with and when you finish training. Technically, the first characters I worked with were Chip and Dale, but the character that I like, the last one that I worked with in training was Snow White, and Snow White is my favorite, so I justified it and I had her sign my tag. Look how cute that is. Wow. Amazing. This entire book though, let's see if you can even see it, is filled with characters. I have a lot of rare characters also, which is really cool. Oh, this one's my favorite, makes me cry every time. It's from Elsa, but she also wrote warm hugs on it because like, we love Elsa. I have Queen Eleanor, which is Merida's mom, Hercules, I have Meg, Lewis from Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier, I have Moana, I have Esmeralda, I have just all kinds of random fun characters in this one. This one I think has some maybe rare people, but also, oh, I have lots. So something that I did that I recommend to any other PhotoPass or even character attendants if you have the ability is that I got all of the characters that I worked with to sign my book, which was just a really fun and easy way to rack up a lot of autographs without having to necessarily like go and wait in an hour line to do it. And that's how I got a lot of cool people. So we love that for me. Moving on, number 28 is get out of the Disney bubble. I think this one kind of goes without saying that there's a lot to do in Walt Disney World, but there are also tons of things to do in the Orlando area. And if you are gonna be there for a little while, then like let yourself get out of the Disney bubble. That is really an at myself because I love to stay in the Disney bubble because I love Disney, but there are tons of things to do that you should experience. Number 29 is visit Mickey's Retreat. This is a like cast recreation center that's right over by CP Housing. I for some reason never, I guess technically I've been, I went one time and dropped off Holly like at the end of our program. It's also where they have like all of the swim tests and everything for lifeguards. So like I carted people around, but I never actually like went myself to just hang out. Number 30 is embroider a pair of Mickey ears. When my sister was a cast member, I really wanted a pair of Mickey ears with my name on them. I have a weird name, so like never find anything with my name on it, so I like having stuff with it. So she had given me a pair of ears a couple years ago when she was a cast member for my birthday, so I didn't need to get another pair of just like plain ears, so I got my graduation ears embroidered. I didn't do it for my summer alumni program. I don't really remember why. I think because I was just lazy, but here's my graduation ones. Bronwyn DCP Fall Advantage 17. Fun little commemorative thing. Number 31 is become a wilderness explorer. This is another one that I have not done, but I plan on doing this program. It is like an all-day extravaganza, and I don't love Animal Kingdom, so like I never could commit, but I'm gonna do it this time. Number 32 is ride an attraction with the lights on. Technically, this has not happened to me, and it's also something that like you can't, it can be on your bucket list, but like you can't like plan for it to happen. I've been on the People Mover a couple times when the Space Mountain lights were on, so like I've seen the track of it. I haven't ridden it, but like I've at least seen it. Everything else, Buzz Lightyear I did one time with the lights on, and that was really weird. But other than that, haven't had that experience yet. Number 33 is pick up a shift in another location. This is just kind of a general one. When I was PhotoPass, that's a global role, and I never worked anywhere other than Magic Kingdom. That's a lie. I had training at Epcot and I had training at Hollywood Studios, so like technically I took pictures there as well. Never worked in Animal Kingdom, that program, but from like a normal like picking up shifts, I never did because I was scared. When I worked in Africa for merchandise, I did pick up one day in Asia because I wanted to have dinner with my family, and this girl had a morning shift and was willing to trade with me. It wasn't really that much different because Africa and Asia are right next to each other. They literally share leaders, so like it was fine. The only reason that I could convince myself to do it is because Holly, for her first program, worked in Asia, so she told me everything I needed to know, where I needed to go, where I needed to be to like clock in and stuff. So I felt safe in knowing that like, okay, I know where I'm going, which is why I was too scared to pick up for PhotoPass, so tricky. 34 is visit friends at work. I know I loved when people would come and visit me at work because it's just a nice little break in your day to see a familiar face. And so I always tried to do that for my friends also. It was tricky because a lot of them worked places where I couldn't go and see them, but I did my best to go and see people as much as I could because it's just a nice little surprise. Number 35 is get pixie dusted. You can do this either at the boutique or at Castle Couture. There's probably another place you can do it, but those are the main ones. I've done this tons of times. Who doesn't love having glitter dumped on their head? Number 36 is get an empty Main Street photo. I recommend doing this. I have done it. I did it at the Christmas party that I went to. However, I recommend doing this anytime between like September, August, October-ish, because the park closes way earlier. So like you don't have to stay until 3 a.m. like you would on a normal night. So like if you want to do that, do it sometime during those months when the park already closes at like 9 o'clock. Because normally if you want an empty Main Street picture, I only know this from working, about an hour and a half to 2 hours after the park close is when it'll be like for the most part empty. Number 37 is become a galactic hero on Buzz Lightyear. I have not done this. I know how to do it. I just am so bad at it that even knowing where all the targets are that I need to hit, I can't do it. So stay tuned to see if we achieve that. Number 38 is have a joke told at Laugh Floor. That's the like Monsters Inc. thing in Tomorrowland. You can submit jokes, and if it's funny enough, then they will read it during the show, and I submit a joke every single time, and my joke has not been chosen even though I tell really good jokes. Oh well. Number 39 is finish a World Showcase Kid Cop project. So at each of the countries they have little booths. It's for kids, but like we're all kids at heart in Disney World. But you can go and get either like a passport or a Duffy that you can like color on and everything, and they will stamp it with their like, I don't know, it says the country, and they normally draw a little something that looks like their flag or just something that represents their country. It's really cool. Every time I've tried to do it in the recent years, it starts raining halfway through the day and I give up, but I'm gonna do it this time. Number 40 is be chosen for Indiana Jones, which is the stunt show in Hollywood Studios. I have not been chosen for this, probably because I have never actually tried to be chosen, but I feel like it's something that's fun to do, and it's hard to get chosen because that theater is huge and it's normally full, but I'm gonna go for it. Number 41 is run in a Disney race. I have not done this because I don't enjoy marathons and they're very expensive, and yeah, I just haven't committed, but one day before I die, I will run in a Disney marathon or race. Number 42 is eat at every restaurant. This is hard for me considering I'm the world's pickiest eater, and I've eaten at a lot of restaurants, but there's also like a lot of restaurants in Disney, so I haven't eaten at like all of them or even close to all of them, but that's definitely something that like as I grow older and maybe my palate expands, I'm gonna try and explore a little bit more. Along with that, number 43 is stay at every resort. I think I'm fairly close to reaching this, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really checked in that long of like how many more I have to stay at, but I think I've stayed at all of the deluxe, I've stayed at most of the moderate and most of the value, so like maybe this is the program that I complete that bucket list item. Number 44 is ride Summit Plummet at Blizzard Beach. I go to Blizzard Beach, not a lot, but I've been a couple times, and every single time I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do it today. I chicken out and I'm like, I don't need to ride it. I've ridden the like smaller one that's next to it, and I don't love that, so I don't know. Part of me is like, I don't need to ride Summit Plummet. Like I'm fully content with my life not having ridden that, but also I just feel like I probably should at some point. Number 45 is mini golf. There are 2 miniature golf courses on Disney property. I have not been to either. I always make plans to go and then something happens and we just end up not going, but I'm gonna do it this time. Number 46 is a spa day. Cast members get a pretty hefty discount at the spas on Disney property, and your girl would love a massage. So like, maybe we'll save up and do that because they're very expensive, but who doesn't want a spa day? Like, come on. Number 47 is watch a movie at a resort. Most resorts every night will have a like blow up movie screen and you can sit outside and watch a movie. I used to do this all the time at the boardwalk because I loved Epcot and Taylor worked at the boardwalk. So just go visit her and then I would pop down and watch a movie. And it was always just really fun. You normally get like free popcorn and you just sit outside, enjoy the fresh air and watch a Disney movie. So like, who doesn't want to do that? Number 48 is eat a turkey leg. I'm probably never gonna do this because they look disgusting to me. I don't like turkey. I don't even think they're actually turkey. Somebody told me they're like emu or something, which just also freaks me out. I don't know. I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to. I don't even need to eat one like by myself. I just need to take like a bite of somebody's, maybe spit it out, but then at least I can say like I ate it. Number 49 is take tons of pictures. I absolutely love having like video evidence of like what I did that day, but I also just love pictures because that's something that I can physically like hang on my wall or put in a frame or give to somebody, whereas videos are harder to like, unless I actively want to watch a video, then like I don't have access to it and like I'm not actively like watching it or engaging with it like you are with pictures. So taking pictures is something that I definitely try and do a ton when I'm in the parks, especially like taking pictures. Me and Holly used to always joke that we would take tons of pictures and just say they were for the memes, because I feel like so many people get so caught up in like, oh, I have to have this picture because I have a really cute Instagram caption and I have to look so good in it. Whereas like, those are fun, but also like, hey, let's just take a quick selfie on Space Mountain that nobody is ever gonna see other than us, but it's just for the memes, and it's fun having those pictures as well. Number 50 is have fun. That is a horrible bucket list item, but I needed a 50th thing to round it all out. And it's so important when you're at Disney just to have fun. Let things happen as they happen. If you are a family that is going, or if it's your first time, or if it's your millionth time, whatever happens, and a lot of what happens in Disney World is out of your control. And the second that you kind of let go of your day not going perfectly, like, don't let the rain ruin your day. Like, it rains every day in Disney World, so maybe you should like try and be a little bit prepared and bring a rain jacket or an umbrella, but just like accept that you're gonna get a little bit wet, accept that it's gonna rain, and then suddenly like your day is not ruined. There's not bad days, there's only bad attitudes. That's not really 100% true, but you can make the most out of not fun circumstances, even in Walt Disney World. So there you have it. Those are 50 of the items that are on my Disney bucket list. I would love to hear what is on you all's, because my list is constantly growing. That is nowhere near all of them, but we could be here for 6 years if I really told my like full bucket list. So let me know what you have on yours. Maybe I'll add it to mine, or maybe if there's something on here that you want to see me do, I will add it to my list of vlog ideas for my next program. Or if you just have something fun you think I should do for a vlog during my program, let me know down below and I will try my best and do it for you. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see y'all again real soon.